federal marijuana convictions will be pardoned by Biden. President Joe Biden has signed an executive order absolving all those who have been found guilty of federal marijuana possession charges. Since the majority of cannabis convictions take place at the state level, the change will only have a little impact on those cases. The announcement made by Mr. Biden stops short of the complete decriminalization of marijuana that he pledged as a presidential candidate. Most Americans, according to recent polls, think marijuana should be legal. In a statement released on Thursday, Vice President Biden stated that sending individuals to prison for possessing marijuana has upended too many lives and imprisoned people for behavior that many states no longer ban. Racial minorities were statistically much more likely to go to prison for cannabis, he continued. Mr. Biden faced criticism when he ran for president in 2008 for authoring a crime law in 1994 that increased incarceration rates for ethnic minorities and toughened sentences for drug offenses. A White House representative stated to reporters during a briefing on Thursday that no folks are now in federal jail just for simple possession of marijuana. After the records of the guilty are cleared, the pardon will, however, remove needless hurdles to job, housing, and educational possibilities, according to Mr. Biden. According to U.S. authorities, the Biden pardons will help around 6,500 people who have federal convictions for minor marijuana possession. The Democratic president declared that he will urge each state's governor to pardon marijuana use on their own. Additionally, he has instructed the Departments of Justice and Health to reconsider the federal law's classification of cannabis. According to Mr. Biden, marijuana is on par with heroin in terms of severity and is even more dangerous than fentanyl. There is no sense in it. Washington, D.C. and 19 other states have already legalized marijuana for recreational use. In 37 states and 3 U.S. territories, medical use is permitted. Even in areas where millions of adults can legally purchase and use the drug, it is still illegal at the federal level. The pardons come 1 month before the congressional midterm elections in November, which will determine the balance of power in Washington for Mr. Biden's last 2 years in office. There are no known federal prisoners who will be impacted by Mr. Biden's plan, according to Life for Pot, a website that supports the release of nonviolent marijuana offenders, tweeting, "This is window decoration." The announcement of Mr. Biden's pardons caused shares of cannabis companies to soar 20% higher on the stock market. The U.S. president who has pardoned cannabis criminals before is not Joe Biden. On his last day in office, Donald Trump commuted the sentences of 12 marijuana offenders, some of whom had received life sentences under the three strikes law established by Vice President Biden's 1994 crime bill.